Hi, Mike Kennedy with you. I had kind of a bizarre comment on my video going into Martin's, which is a salvage and surplus store. And they said I was doing a promotional video for the store, like I was getting paid for it or something. First, do you really think that videos that are shaky and things like that someone would pay for? No. And I go into competing stores too, so no. I'm shopping, and that's where the videos come from. I'm up at Walmart in Windham, Maine, and we had some trouble with our doors. Well, $1,000 problem. We have a bunch of stuff replaced on the door because this is a vehicle for a handicapped person. My wife has got cerebral palsy, and so anyway, we had to have this thing called a harness replaced. It was like $1,000 altogether. He said one of the problems is, of course, dirt tends to, get in that area and ball things up. So why I bring that up is I'm going to look at vacuum cleaners in Walmart. Now, what I'm thinking is I want something, I think, to stay right in the car, operate on 12 volts, and then I just keep it in the car, and every once in a while when I'm not doing something, I would kind of vacuum different areas out. I think it needs to have a long snout attachment for these, the kind of rail or something, just kind of a geared rail that the doors fit on. And so I think I need something that has a long attachment at least. And the idea of this car is a lot of cars are made to transport a handicapped person. This car is made for a handicapped person. In being, there's a controller, buttons that will open the side doors, but one of them will also do, you've got on the right hand side, you've got a ramp, and the ramp will deploy itself. And the seat I'm in, the driver's seat, will pull way back. So it's easy for my wife to come up in her wheelchair up the ramp, pull the seat back and get in and, drive off. Well, here we are at Walmart, and yes, this is a voiceover. I don't know. It picked up, the YouTube computers picked up music I didn't even hear. So anyway, we got to do it over the voice track anyway. Here we are in a sale area. They've got things arranged according to price. Less than 5, less than 10, less than 25, and then the other end of the aisle is things that are, what is that? A sled? Piece of plastic? I don't quite understand what that is. And I still don't understand what it is. I don't see how it could be a sled if it's that size. Okay, maybe a cake decoration thing. You can see here they get different things. They get some phone holder that has the built-in charger if you can do contactless charging. I think that's good because it's always the ports on phones that go first usually. Different eye drops. My wife uses eye drops, but that isn't the specific kind that she uses. Medicine that is calm and relaxed. Herbal products. Rope snake. So I guess this is to clean your gun with. You would drag this through your gun, your rifle, shotgun, or whatever, and it will take the crap off the barrel that's there, the dirt. A red line, some type of energy thing, but it's 14 after it's marked down. That's still out of my range. What do we got up here? Some more stuff. All kinds of things. They usually have more to do with electronics than this. Oh, here's the mouse glue trap. It's a piece of plastic with glue on it, basically. And what happens, the mouse runs across it, gets stuck, and then you are stuck with this mouse screaming for his life on the thing, and you have to dispose of a live mouse. Here's a water drop. This is well, it says hydration, but I'm going to find out later that it's really just more of a flavoring. But I'll do a separate video on this. I'm just looking at the things that it has in it, and I notice it doesn't have sodium. Most hydration drinks will have sodium in them because you lose it through sweat and different things. Oh, the Bat Cave or Bat Computer. I don't know what that is exactly. I'm not up on the Batman movies. I used to read the Superman and Batman and Captain American magazines when I was a kid. That was in the 60s. That's when the heroes were heroes instead of being these messed up adults that don't know what they're doing. Sun Zero. A tarp that's light-proof, sun-proof. I can't quite imagine what this is or how it sets up. Look at the big grommet on the top there. Maybe it goes over a pole. Maybe it's for one of those. It says fanny pack on it. That must just be a box they're using, I would think. And they've got some bottles. Kind of an elaborate top to it here. But look, I'm just trying to open it and I can't do it with one hand, that's for sure. Oh well. Oh, this is neat, you know, for your air conditioner. If your air conditioner doesn't fill the entire window, you use these. And that part will give way as an old air conditioner gets older. So I did not know that they had something that you could replace it with. Here's a guy. I don't quite know what he is, who he is. But I suppose someone else will know. But I'm just kind of looking at the tag, but still, he's a mystery. Even after reading the tag, it must be a character from TV. Now, you know, I'm 70, the kids are all grown, so I'm not up on what children TV is now. I would have been the expert back when, you know, Mr. Rogers and Captain Kangaroo, and then later, I can't even remember the later one. But yeah. Oh, here's some cordless products. This is again, I'm looking for vacuums, so I thought there might be something here. You never know. And those seem to be not what I'm looking for at all. Okay, so let's see. Well, let's continue on. Let's see. H. Okay. These are all carpet cleaners, basically. You know, they look similar to, you know, vacuums, upright vacuum cleaners, but they are not it. Here's a dustbuster and Black & Decker. I don't know. I need something that's going to pick up sand and stuff. This looks like they're doing Cheerios, for crying out loud. $50. You know, I'm going to spend $50 to $100, I realize, but I just don't want to buy something and afterwards say, this doesn't work well. Because sometimes I don't return things that I should. So I want to, this is just too small, I would think. and it doesn't have the doors that I'm interested in cleaning out the tracks. I think I have to reach down into the body of the car to vacuum too. I can use it too to vacuum, my wife's wheelchair. Oh, my goodness, I got a call. I'm doing this. Well, that was ridiculous. The call, it was about a doctor's appointment, and it was a mechanical voice that was such poor quality. All I got was Wednesday. That's all I got out of it. So I'll have to call them up and see. So now we have some vacuum cleaners there, but like I say, Dustbuster. Oh, we're going through the survival camping items. Here they got a multi-tool. See that right there, $7.94. I've heard people say they're not too bad. Someone was saying on one of my videos that they wish they could afford a Leatherman, and it's like, well, I never could. I'm retired now. No, not a ton of kids to feed. So I always had, other ones. I had multi-tools similar to it, but they were way bulky and they cost a lot less. I think back then, spending $20 would have been all that I could have done. And they usually still work, but that, to make up for, what do you want to say, some design features not being as rugged, they make the metal thicker, and that makes the tool more rugged. I had a Radio Shack multi-tool, and I gave one away, and then I got a second one, and I gave that away, but it was $30, and it was marked down to $10, and it was good. Again, it was extremely heavy, and it wasn't as slick to use as the Leatherman, but it did what needed to be done. Oh, here we're looking at fuel. I did the little review about the camp stove, so we've got $6 and $12 for basically about a little over half a pound and a pound. And we've got the propane. That's $9, but I've seen that go down quite a bit lower than that here. So, and the adapter, their Ozark Trail pocket stove came with an adapter so that you could use it on either fuel, propane, or isobutane propane mix, I guess. Kerosene for your lamps. Okay, let's see what else we see here. Oh, here's a Coleman pocket stove. So it's $40. And like I say, it's probably great, but I think the $15 one from Ozark Trail here is going to do just as well for me. And like I say, I got a little case for it. You got a stand to put on the isobutane tank. You got an adapter to go either to propane or the isobutane, and of course you got the stove itself. And here's one that's more like an actual burner, and it's got the stand too. The stands are kind of important because you don't want this thing tipping over, because you don't want to lose your food or water, whatever you're doing. But you might, most likely you'll probably be in an area that has some flammable attributes to it, and you don't want this thing to tip over, start a forest fire. Oh, here we're coming up to some of the gadgets. Here's the freeze-dried food, which is expensive, but if you're going light, that's the thing to get because it's so light. And freeze-dried food reconstitutes easier. Like dehydrated food, you might have to let it set a half an hour. With these, you just put the boiling water in, and basically 10 minutes later, it's ready to eat usually. I have one of these. This is a Zippo lighter. It's basically the spark part of a lighter in a case, and in the case you have fire starters. Here's a Zippo match case. So it's got storm-proof matches in there. egg containers. See, there's quite a few slots missing here. Be interesting to see what happens this fall. This section shrinks or gets bigger. That's in the wrong box, wrong thing, but having radios can be a nice idea. Oh, here's some little wipes. But I wanted to get that off so I could see that. These are $2.75. They've got 18 little towels in them. That can be a good thing to have, I'll tell you. And a tick removing tool. I find my Leatherman, excuse me, works good for ticks. You just, lightly grab the tick with it, and you can pull him right out, even if he's bit or biting. And then once I get him out, I just press the Leatherman really tight, and it crushes him, and that's the end of him. Oh, here's the chlorine dioxide. I did a video about this, but this is the liquid form. I may get some of that just to try. I'll put a link below to my video because, people complain about the chlorine taste. Well, you can neutralize the chlorine taste with vitamin C and Portable Aqua. This has got, I believe it's iodine based, but it has another pill you put in afterwards, and that erases the taste. It binds up the iodine into a different form that you can't taste, basically. And iodine is only for short-term use. If you were say in a situation where you had to purify water for a year, I think they even recommend not to go beyond 3 months. So just something to be aware of. These are nice. This is the Sawyer mini water system. It has a little bag to it. It's got the filter. Here's one of the filter straws. But the Sawyers come with a syringe so you can back flush it, which means you can keep using these Sawyer filters until they just stop working. I mean, they get plugged up or something. But as long as you can back flush them and get clear water coming out through them, they can be used over and over again. And Sawyer has a big thing in third world countries. Oh, here's a little bag. Distributing 5-gallon buckets with this with the Sawyer water filter attached to the bottom of it, or bottom side of it. And these people, they call them water mothers. You would get this, a 5-gallon pail, and you'd be responsible for providing clean water to several families. And you'd fill up the bucket and then drain water through, and that would be, you wouldn't drink any water except that. If we get the old drinking bottles, and the dilemma is there, if it's double walled and insulated, that's great, keeps things hot or cold. But again, if you're thinking of using in a scenario where you have to boil your water, you don't want a thermos with 2 walls, you want a single wall. And so different purposes for different bottles. Oh, insect repellent, my goodness, this is a big deal in Maine. I hear Alaska is even more vicious with bugs. Okay, here's the shop vacs. They got a 3-gallon one. These are all, 110 volts house current. They're not exactly what I want, but I get a feeling I may end up with something like this anyway. I do have a power inverter for the car, but it's like, then you got to set that up and the blah, blah, blah. And it's like the more steps you have to go through, the less likely I am to do it. And we've decided it's really important to keep sand out of this van as much as possible. Sand, gravel, rocks, whatever. So we're just going to have to see what we can come up with. Here's some Dremel tool things. Interesting. I've been thinking of, I had a multi-tool with the dull tools in it from Tolson. I was thinking about maybe trying to sharpen them, something like this. but it'd be better to have a grinding wheel. Bye.